Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Now today in this video I'll be showing you how I make my sticky buns. But before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe to this channel. So let's get started. In a bowl I have 4.5 cups of all-purpose flour. First, we're gonna proof our yeast. We're gonna make sure the yeast is good. So we're gonna bring the wet mixture up to temperature of 105 to 110 degrees. So we're gonna warm this and bring it back. Now that our milk mixture is warm, one way to know if it's warm enough, just stick your finger in it. If it doesn't burn, that means it's warm enough. To that, I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon of instant active dry yeast. Now guys, the reason why I use active dry yeast, if you use instant yeast and it's not good and you pour it in a mixture, you got to throw everything out. So you want to make sure your yeast is good. So that's why we proof the yeast first. Now we're going to set this aside to proof for about 5 to 10 minutes. After 5 to 10 minutes guys, this is what your yeast mixture should look like. Nice and foamy and frothy. If it not look so, it not good, you need to throw it away and start again. So to my 4.5 cups of flour, I'm gonna add half a cup of sugar, no, 1/4 cup of sugar to be exact, and 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. The baking powder is optional, but it helps to make the dough a little bit more fluffy. And to that I'm gonna add a teaspoon of salt. After that I'm going to add my eggs. I'm going to whisk these together and add it to my yeast mixture. Now it's time to add the wet mixture to the dry. I'm going to use all of it, so I'm pouring it in. Today guys, I'm going to use my mixer 3000, my hands. So if you don't have a mixer guys, you don't have to worry about it. You could use your hands as well. You want to mix this until it comes together in a shaggy mess. To that I'm going to add my 1/4 cup of softened butter. You want softened butter here guys so it can be distributed evenly throughout the dough. And we're going to knead away. Now we're going to turn this out onto our work surface and knead it until it becomes smooth. So we're going to develop some gluten in this dough. Now that the dough is nice and soft, we're going to spray our bowl and put it to proof for about an hour to an hour and a half. I'm just going to cover this and put it in my oven and turn on the oven light and just allow it to proof in that warm area. Now on to the cinnamon mixture. I have half a cup of sugar, and to that I'm going to add about a tablespoon and a half of cinnamon powder. I'm going to mix this to combine. As you can see guys, our dough has tripled in size. Now guys, this is the most satisfying part, to deflate the dough. Now we're going to roll this out into a rectangle, somewhat of a rectangle. So we're going to do our best to see how much we can get a nice rectangle shape. Now guys, this is homemade. It doesn't have to look perfect. You just do what you can with it and hope it looks good. Because the dough is so manageable, you could even use your hands to stretch it out a bit. Now guys, I'm going to spread some softened butter all over the surface of the dough. Now guys, you want to work with soft butter. If the butter is hard, it will tear the dough. So you really want soft butter right here. Now we're going to add our cinnamon sugar mixture. You want to spread it all over it in a thin layer. Make sure every little creases and corner get some cinnamon sugar. Now we're going to roll this up. So in order for you to get those nice swirling dough, you got to roll and pull, and make sure you roll it tight enough. So roll and pull so you don't have no big gaps or seams, gaps in between the dough. Roll and pull. Now we're going to pinch the seam. Now we're going to prepare our baking dish. So I'm going to take that same softened butter and brush it all over this baking dish. Now guys, here's a little hack. I'm going to use dental floss. You want to get a non-flavored dental floss, plain flavor, and use it to cut out your cinnamon buns. Now guys, if you are skilled enough and you want, I like it to be neat, and if you can cut it with a knife and get it to look neat, fine, go ahead. But this gives you a clean cut and do not squish the dough. Now that that's done, I'm going to cover this and allow it to rise. Allow it to rise for about 30 minutes. Now while the dough is rising, I'm going to go ahead and make the topping for the sticky cinnamon. To my pot, I'm going to add half a cup of sugar, 1 tablespoon of corn syrup, and 2 tablespoons of honey. The corn syrup and the honey enables the sticky part of the sticky bun. We're going to melt these down. To that, I'm going to add a tablespoon of vanilla extract, and 2 tablespoons of butter. So we're going to allow this to melt down and become nice golden brownish. We don't want it to go too far because we're not making candy. We don't want it to brown too much. We just want that nice little golden color. A pinch of salt to balance out all that sweetness. There you have it guys. I'm going to use a little bit of milk to thin it out as if I'm making a caramel sauce, because if I left it like that, it's going to get hard and we won't be able to pour it over our sticky buns. That's the consistency we're looking for. Now we're going to add our nuts. I add some pecan and walnuts. And as I said before guys, the full measurement for this recipe will be listed in the description box, so you can go ahead and check it out. Now I'm going to set this aside and allow it to cool completely. Now that our cinnamon has risen, it's time for us to pour our topping over and bake. Now guys, I leave those 4 out for preferences, but you can go ahead and spread your mixture all over your cinnamon. I'm going to bake this in a 350 oven for 15 to 20 minutes. There you have it guys, cinnamon bun up and ready. Now guys, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more amazing video, hit that subscribe button. Look at that, guys. Nice, soft, and moist. Look at that sticky part. This was amazing. Nice and soft and flavorful. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in another video. Until then, stay blessed.